Chapter 6. Again, I apologize for the noise. I just think the scenery is complimentary, brings peace as we talk about this. We titled Chapter 6, The Lawyer at the Table. Now, when ADR was first introduced, when I was trained in the mid-80s, if you would have told my mentor, Dr. Becker, Dr. Krista Slayton, that there was going to be lawyers in the actual mediation, we would have said, no, it falls apart. Alternative dispute resolution. However, for lack of a better word, I've mentioned it in the book, I've mentioned it in previous videos. In my opinion, ADR was hijacked by the legal system. It's now embedded as almost a step of litigation. In my opinion, that's what this book's about, is ruined mediation. Absolutely ruined it. Why do you need two advocates of the legal aspect? You realize that mediation is not really legal process. That's why the original mediators weren't lawyers or judges or really have any legal background. The word facilitation, when I was doing my master's at Nova Southeastern, facilitation was a required course. I go, no, I'm not interested in facilitation. I'm interested in mediation, arbitration, online dispute resolution, ADR principles. And it was a required course. And I'm glad it was. What is the difference between facilitating and mediation? Mediation is a methodology. You begin with an opening statement, you go to private caucuses, you go back together, you separate, go back together, and the neutral remains neutral. Having a lawyer there, for what? Lawyers are not trained in negotiation fully. I did a check a year or so ago. Very few law schools even require negotiation in a 3-year law school program. The minority. The majority have an elective course of 1 semester of negotiation. Is that enough? Are we setting up for the lawyers to negotiate against each other? That takes away the whole purpose of the ADR core principles. But I had a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and we were out having a cocktail, and he goes, "You're in that mediation, aren't you? That mediation stuff," he said. I go, "Well, for lack of a better word, yeah." He goes, "It's terrible." This was a divorce. He sort of had a man view of divorce, which is not appropriate in all cases, but it was his opinion. And he said this: I had to pay my lawyer. I had to pay her lawyer. Man's looking divorce. I had to pay the mediator. I had to pay the rental on the room for the mediation. And I had to sit and listen to the lawyers talk. I thought mediation was about us talking. And that's where this is all went awry. Why do we have to have a lawyer? And I don't want to attack lawyers, but they're not even, again, ADR or mediation. Yes, often elective at law school. We have obviously 50 states in the United States. Each 50 state has a slightly different way to accredit and certify a mediator. In Florida, it's a 40-hour course. Then you have to observe a couple of mediations. They have to observe, the trainers observe you, and then you turn in your application, check your criminal background, and you become a mediator. Today, 99% approximately, the large majority are lawyers and former judges. And I have been involved, my partner is a certified Supreme Court mediation trainer, and we do a lot of case work and simulations. And he always calls me in as an actor a party in mediation when he has judges doing their first simulation as a mediator, not the judge with the gavel and the power, etc. They have to go and be a neutral. Not all. I'm not even going to sign percentages. We'll just say a percentage are terrible mediators. And what I always set them up with in training is they'll make comments like, well, if this matter goes to court, this is what the judge would say or rule. And as an actor in the simulations, I put on my Academy Award effort, and I'll just say, hey judge, you don't have no damn robe. You're not judging. I thought you were a neutral mediator. Well, we're just trying to tell you if you're going. Well, I'm not in court. That's why I chose this, not to have the formalities, the cost, the structure, the stress of dispute resolution when your lawyers are. And what are you doing? You're hiring Perry Mason. What if back in chapter 5 you don't match emotionally, and they don't? All right, that's why lawyers often get fired by their clients, or sometimes lawyers fire their clients. This does not have to be difficult, folks. It's proven itself. Other countries use ADR far better than the United States. The United States is just controlled by the legal system, and the lawyers are scared of anybody that starts to go. I give this analogy about Lucy and Charlie Brown in a later chapter, and she's the psychiatrist for 5 cents. She can't be a psychiatrist. She's not a licensed psychiatrist, so that would be unauthorized practice of psychiatry. The lawyers always go, unauthorized practice of law. Okay, I'm not practicing law, I'm practicing mediation. So consider that as you read this chapter, and I hope you find it beneficial, because I think it's a very important chapter. It is a very important question on the background of why. Just because that's how we've done it doesn't mean that's how we're going to do it. Did Uber call cab companies and limit companies and say, hey, can I get in your game? How can I get a little market share? Did Airbnb call Hilton, Hyatt, Marriott and say, hey, how do I do all this? No, they disrupted. That's what we see, this methodology, technology, and what we advocate. Blow it up, fix it, make it less costly, make it less confrontational, make it available from your phone. It's safe. Not to worry in a divorce where there's violence and domestic threats. From the safety of your phone, the parties can come together with. It's not just video conferencing. I've said it throughout the book. It's the technology enhanced dispute resolution. Not technology to replace humans. The human element is the center and core of the TEDR methodology and our patent. It's the technology to enhance dispute resolution. So it's not just video conferencing. We have a lot of proprietary algorithms running in the background to make this magic happen, to e-negotiate for you.